Today we are going to continue our right triangles unit by talking about special right triangles. And special right triangles are exactly what they sound like. They are right triangles with very specific ratios that kind of always appear. So the two special right triangles we could have a 45, 45, 90. 45s could be written for you. They could be marked congruent. They could have congruent sides. All of those markings tell you you're working with a 45, 45, 90. And every single 45, 45, 90 triangle has ratios in proportion 1, 1, root 2. Okay, so 1 over a leg, 1 over leg, if you think about extended proportions like we did last unit, root 2 over the hypotenuse. And that's one of our special rights. The other special right is a 30, 60, 90. And again, they're special because every single 30, 60, 90 that ever occurs will follow these ratios. Okay, so you'd have to be given the 30 or the 60 to know that it's a 30, 60, 90. And for these, the shortest side is always across from the 30 and it gets a 1. Next to the 30 is a root 3. And then in between 30 and 60, we have a 2 as our label. So 1 over our shortest side equals root 3 over our long leg equals 2 over our hypotenuse. Typically, I would have you memorize these, and I would tell you how 30 times 2 is 60, so that's why the 2 goes there. But you are going to be able to look at these for reference, so as long as you understand how to work with them, you'll be good. I know I skipped a couple of the Desmos slides in this video, but they're really just kind of what I just summarized, as is this. So again, you really want to focus on that 1, 1, root 2 setup. Okay, so write it down somewhere so you don't have to keep looking it up all the time. Okay, now we're going to actually see what I mean by the setup. And when you think about this, we're going to have 1 on top of a leg, 1 on top of a leg, 2 on top of a hypotenuse. Okay, well, the hypotenuse is always across from the 90. So that's my x. That gets a 2. Okay, I like to label the picture so that, a root 2. That gets a root 2, not 2. Okay, and the legs get 1s. So 1, 1, and root 2. So I have 1 over 2, 1 over y, and root 2 over x. Because 1 over 2 is all numbers, we're going to use it to solve our x problem. So 1 over 2 equals root 2 over x. And we're also going to do 1 over 2 equals 1 over y to solve our y problem. Okay, and then it's exactly what we did last unit. 1 times x is x. 2 times root 2. Because 1's inside and 1 is outside, they kind of just shove next to each other. So x is equal to 2 root 2. And then for the y, 1 times y is y, 2 times 1 is 2, so y equals 2. And that's it. Okay, on this one, again, we're going to get our labels. So the hypotenuse always gets the root 2. And then the legs get 1s. Think about it. Okay, the 1s look like L's for legs. So this is what I have to work with twice. So I have to do root 2 over 4 equals 1 over x. And I also have to do root 2 over 4 equals 1 over y. Okay, when I multiply, I have x root 2 equals 4. Divide by root 2. Ran out of space. So when you divide by root 2, you have a couple choices. You can leave your answer as 4 over root 2. Okay, in upper level math, that would be fine. Or you can do what's called rationalizing the denominator. Rationalizing the denominator means we are not allowed to have square roots in the bottom, which is a very geometry thing. So to make it so that we don't have a root in the bottom, my little shortcut is to move the root up and leave the plain number in the bottom. So if I move a root 2 up, there will be a plain 2 in the bottom. Okay, just for comparison, if I had something like this, if I move a root 3 up, I would put a 3 in the bottom. Okay, so whatever moves up also goes to the bottom. The last thing I need to check is if these outside numbers reduce. In this case, they do. 4 divided by 2 is 2. And then the root 2 was kind of left alone. So that was our x value. That's the best answer from my perspective. But again, this year I will take 4 over root 2. Okay, I go to do y, and I notice I have y root 2 equals 4. It's looking the exact same, it's looking the exact same as that problem. So I know they're going to be the exact same answer, so I know y is also 2 root 2. Okay, the legs should always match. They're in the 1-to-1 ratio. So if I find one, I know the other. Okay, on this one, again, let's do our labels. Okay, y gets the root 2, 1 and 1. So 1 over 8 is what I want to use both times. 1 over 8 equals 1 over x. 1 over 8 equals root 2 over y. Cross multiply. I get x equals 8. And over here, I get y equals 8 square root 2. Piece of cake. You just have to know which ratio to use. So basically, write it down somewhere that it's easy to look at. Okay, we have another one. My root 2 goes over the 7. I have 1 and 1. Okay, so root 2 over 7 equals 1 over m. Cross multiply m root 2 equals 7. Divide, and again, you kind of have choices. So m, you can leave 7 over root 2, or you can do my trick and make it 7 root 2 over 2. Either one. And n is going to be the same because it's in that 1-to-1 ratio. So they're going to be the same. Okay, they would have the exact same setup as root 2 over 7 equals 1 over n. So I don't really need to resolve. Okay, so now we're going to move on to our other special right that I mentioned, our 30, 60, 90. You would have to be given either the 30 or the 60. And again, your labels are going to be different. So for a 30, 60, 90, across from 90 is a regular 2. Shortest side is a 1. And then the longer leg is a root 3. Okay, so again, I would find, take a picture, find a Post-it, find a note card, something to write down those two things so you don't have to keep searching for them. For this one, we're going to go ahead and get labeled. Okay, across from 90 in a 30, 60, 90 is a regular 2. Okay, our shortest side, which usually will look shorter, is a 1. I'm going to change this to X instead of question mark. Okay, and it gets a root 3. So obviously I need the root 3 over x because I'm solving for x. I can use either 2 over 16 or 1 over 8. It doesn't matter. I'm going to pick 1 over 8 just because 1 usually works nicely. Okay, I cross multiply, I get x and 8 root 3, and that's my answer, and I'm done. Okay, we're going to look at a couple more here. So again, hypotenuse gets the 2. Root 3 goes next to the 30, and then the short side gets a 1. So I definitely want to use 1 over 14. I'll do 1 over 14 to find x, and 1 over 14 to help me find y. Cross multiply, you get x equals 28. That was easy. And cross multiply here, and you get y equals 14 root 3. And that's it. That's all there is to it. Just another one. 1 root 3, 2. Remember, 2 is always across from 90. 1 is always the shortest. That's the number I have to work with. So 1 over x equals root 3 over 12. And root 3 over 12 equals 2 over y. Cross multiply, we have x root 3 equals 12. Y root 3 equals 24. Okay, divide by root 3. We end up with x equals 12 over root 3, which is the same thing as 12 root 3 over 3, which reduces to 4 root 3, which is the best answer. But again, I will take that, obviously, and I'll take this. I won't take that in between. That's kind of like you're stuck in limbo. Okay, then for our y, we have, y equals 24 over root 3. If you do the trick, that's the same as 8 root 3. So obviously I'd prefer 8 root 3, but I'll take 24 over root 3 as well. Okay, second to last problem that I'm going to do with you. There are a lot more optional examples that you are free to try. The self-checking does not seem to be accurate, so if you want me to check, just let me know. Okay, but our short side gets a 1. Our hypotenuse gets a 2, and our long leg gets a root 3. Just remember, make sure you know if it's a 45-45-90 or a 30-60-90. They have different labels. Okay, so I'll do 2 over 10 equals root 3 over x. And I'll also do 2 over 10 equals 1 over y. Okay, 2x equals 10 root 3. Divide by 2. And you get x equals 5 root 3, because again, you can divide 10 and 2. Over here, we have 2y equals 10, and y is just 5. One more problem. Okay, here's the last example I'm going to look at with you. And 2 on the hypotenuse. Root 3 on the long leg, even though there's a root 3 there. Okay, what's in black is what they gave us. What we're writing in red are our own labels. So I'm going to do root 3 over 11 root 3 equals 1 over b. And I'm also going to do root 3 over 11 root 3 equals 2 over a. Okay, when I cross multiply, I get b root 3 equals 11 root 3. Okay, divide by root 3. Cancel out. B equals 11. For the A, we have A root 3 equals 22 root 3. Divide by root 3. And just like the other side, they cancel out. A equals 22. And that's it. So just to kind of recap, I'll put it side by side on the next slide. Okay, so once again, let me just remind you, we have two types of special rights, and you have to have information telling you it's a special right. You can't just be like, it looks like a 45, 45, 90. No, they either need to tell you the angles are congruent, tell you the sides are congruent, or actually give you a 45. Okay, something. They don't have to give you all of it, but they have to give you something. Okay, and your label for 45, 45, 90 is a root 2, 1, and 1. Then for a 30, 60, 90, a little bit of a different shape to it. You have to be given either the 30 or the 60. Whichever one you're given, you can write the other one in. Okay, and your labels for this one are going to be 1, hypotenuse gets a 2, and then a root 3. And then always, always, always just label your picture. So these numbers go over whatever numbers are given to you. That's it.